being the Indian guy, I was really happy I made it.
We tried to send you to space.
Yeah.
Leave you there.
Or one of you would go insane and burn the entire city.
Yeah.
Between 2007 and 2019, Big Bang Theory was one of the most popular TV shows on Earth. Thanks to its wonderful cast, fans fell in love with each and every character. Of course, the show's been over for 6 years, but that doesn't mean the stars have stopped shining. That being said, keep watching this video to find out what your favorite Big Bang Theory stars are up to right now. Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons was not supposed to be the face of the Big Bang Theory. The role of Sheldon Cooper was written as a quirky side character, but Jim's delivery completely stole the spotlight. He turned awkward lines into comedy gold, and it earned him 4 Emmy Awards during the show's run. That success gave him the freedom to try almost anything after the series wrapped in 2019, and he has taken full advantage of it. Right after the show ended, Jim dove straight into new projects. He narrated Young Sheldon, which became a hit of its own. His voiceover carried the same mix of sharp humor and nerdy warmth fans loved. He also showed off his dramatic side in the Netflix series Hollywood, where he played Henry Wilson, a shady Hollywood agent. That role shocked a lot of people who only knew him as Sheldon, because Jim was almost unrecognizable in his performance. Theater has always been one of his passions, too. He returned to the stage for productions like The Boys in the Band, which later became a film adaptation with him in the lead role. That movie, released in 2020, highlighted his ability to handle complex, emotional material. He then starred in Spoiler Alert, a heartbreaking drama about love and loss that came out in 2022. Again, it was nothing like Sheldon, and critics praised him for showing real depth. Jim also works behind the scenes these days. He produces several projects, lending his name and creative input to fresh stories. In 2025, he signed onto a chilling drama about cults called The Leader. It's a complete shift from his sitcom roots, and it proves he is not afraid to take risks. Outside of work, Jim has a steady personal life with his husband Todd Spiewak, and together they co-founded a production company. They focus on projects that reflect both their artistic taste and social values. So even though Sheldon Cooper will always be iconic, Jim Parsons has managed to reinvent himself in so many ways. He is acting, producing, and making bold choices that keep people guessing what he'll do next. Kaley Cuoco. Kaley Cuoco was already a familiar face before she joined The Big Bang Theory, but Penny made her a household name. She played the role of the charming neighbor-turned-love interest with such ease that people often assumed she was just like her character in real life. But after the show ended, Kaley quickly proved she was much more than the bubbly blonde next door. Her biggest move came with The Flight Attendant, which she not only starred in, but also executive produced. The show was a mix of dark comedy, mystery, and drama, and it shocked audiences who were used to seeing her only in lighthearted roles. Kaley earned Emmy nominations for her work, which cemented her as a serious talent in Hollywood. She followed that up with Based on a True Story, a comedic thriller that ran for 2 seasons and kept her fans hooked until 2025. But television isn't her only playground. Kaley also found success lending her voice to animation. She voices Harley Quinn in the adult animated series of the same name, and fans absolutely love her take on the character. It's sarcastic, wild, and completely different from Penny. Interestingly, another Big Bang Theory alum, Melissa Rauch, also voiced Harley Quinn in a separate project, which is a fun little trivia fact. Outside of acting, Kaley keeps busy with her production company, Yes Norman Productions. Through it, she helps develop new shows and films, giving her more creative control than she ever had during her sitcom days. Personally, she has also embraced motherhood. In 2023, she welcomed her first child with partner Tom Pelphrey, and she often shares glimpses of her new family life with fans. Kaley's career continues to stay active. She starred in the action comedy film Role Play in 2024, and she is now gearing up for a new mystery drama called Vanished. With so many projects happening back-to-back, it's clear she has no plans of slowing down. She's not just Penny anymore. She has become a versatile actress, producer, and businesswoman with a career that keeps evolving. Johnny Galecki. Johnny Galecki had already built a solid television career before The Big Bang Theory ever started. Fans of Roseanne remember him as David Healy, Darlene's sensitive boyfriend. But it was Leonard Hofstadter that turned him into one of the highest-paid sitcom stars in television history. By the time the show ended in 2019, Johnny and his main castmates were earning $1 million per episode. That kind of paycheck meant financial freedom for life, and Johnny decided to step back from the spotlight once the sitcom wrapped. Unlike Kaley or Jim, Johnny didn't jump immediately into new series or movies. Instead, he focused on his personal life. He has a son from a previous relationship, and in 2023, he quietly got married again. Family life seems to be his priority now, and he enjoys living away from constant Hollywood attention. He owns properties, including a lavish home in Nashville where he spends most of his time with his family. That doesn't mean he disappeared completely. In 2019, shortly after The Big Bang Theory ended, he made guest appearances on The Conners, a continuation of Roseanne. It was a fun reunion with his old TV family, even if it was only brief. He also appeared in the film A Dog's Journey that same year, but after that, he chose to slow things down. In 2025, Johnny reunited with Kaley Cuoco in a playful commercial for a mobile game. The ad went viral, mostly because fans loved seeing Leonard and Penny back together, even if only for a silly project. It reminded everyone how much chemistry the two had on screen. Whether he takes on more roles in the future remains a mystery, but Johnny seems content focusing on what matters most to him right now. With decades of acting behind him and more money than he could probably ever spend, Johnny doesn't need to chase roles anymore. He can afford to pick only the projects that truly interest him. For now, it looks like he's enjoying life as a family man who occasionally pops up to surprise fans. Simon Helberg. Simon Helberg might have played Howard Wolowitz, the awkward engineer with questionable fashion choices and a very loud mother. But outside the sitcom, he's shown he has some of the strongest acting chops of the entire cast. Even while The Big Bang Theory was still running, Simon was sneaking in film roles that proved he could handle drama just as well as comedy. His turn in A Serious Man earned him praise from critics, and later he took on even bigger challenges. After the series ended, Simon kept choosing interesting projects rather than just sticking with safe sitcom work. In 2021, he starred in Annette, a wild and artsy musical drama with Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. It was nothing like his Big Bang character, and it showed audiences he could deliver serious performances in unconventional films. Some people found the movie bizarre, but nobody could deny Simon held his own with top-tier actors. Television also welcomed him back, but in more subtle roles. He had a recurring part in the Peacock series Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne. His role wasn't the star of the show, but it was a reminder that Simon could slip into different types of characters and still stand out. More recently, he appeared in the SXSW 2025 film For Worse, a romantic dramedy where he once again displayed both comedic timing and emotional depth. Simon hasn't completely left his Big Bang family behind either. In 2025, he reunited with Melissa Rauch for a guest appearance in Night Court. Fans loved seeing them back together, even if their reunion was short. On top of acting, Simon has dipped into producing and continues to explore projects that push him creatively. while he's not splashed across headlines as often as Jim Parsons or Kaley Cuoco. Simon has carved out a career that feels authentic. He's not chasing fame, but choosing projects that challenge him. Howard might have been known for cheesy pickup lines and belt buckles, but Simon Helberg has proven he is a serious and talented actor with a career that keeps moving forward in surprising ways. Kunal Nayyar. Kunal Nayyar gave life to Rajesh Kuthrapalli, the sweet but painfully shy astrophysicist who could barely talk to women without a drink in his hand. On the show, Raj was often the butt of the joke, but Kunal turned him into a lovable part of the group. Once The Big Bang Theory wrapped up in 2019, Kunal looked for projects that would let him stretch his wings beyond sitcom comedy. One of his biggest successes has been voice work. Kids and parents alike know him as the voice of Guy Diamond in the Trolls franchise. That role gave him international recognition all over again, and it kept him busy with 3 movies and several spin-offs. It's a perfect match for his energetic voice and playful humor. On the live-action side, Kunal shifted gears toward drama and thrillers. He starred in Suspicion, a British Apple TV series about a kidnapping conspiracy. The show gave him a much darker role, far from Raj's goofy personality. He also appeared in Criminal UK, where he delivered a performance strong enough to earn a nomination for Best Supporting Actor at the British Television Awards. That recognition helped establish him as more than just a sitcom star. His film choices also stand out. He was part of the 2024 Netflix movie Spaceman with Adam Sandler, which mixed science fiction and emotional storytelling. He also appeared in the teen comedy How to Date Billy Walsh, showing he could still handle lighthearted material when he wanted to. And in 2025, he took on a very unexpected role in Christmas Karma, a modern musical twist on A Christmas Carol, where he played the Scrooge-like lead character, Mr. Sood. That project blended his dramatic side with singing, proving again he's not afraid of risk. Today, Kunal splits his time between the United States and the United Kingdom, continuing to pick roles that surprise fans. He's gone from the shy scientist who couldn't talk to women to an actor who isn't afraid to tackle dark thrillers or even belt out a song on stage. It's been one of the most interesting career evolutions of the whole cast. Kevin Sussman. Kevin Sussman may not have been part of the main 4 on The Big Bang Theory, but his role as Stuart Bloom, the awkward comic book store owner, became a staple of the show. Stuart started out as a side character, but ended up becoming a regular fixture, especially in later seasons when his bad luck and socially awkward charm made him hilariously relatable. Since Big Bang wrapped up, Sussman has kept a steady presence in both TV and film, though he's taken a more low-key path compared to some of his co-stars. He popped up in projects like The Dropout, the Hulu miniseries about Elizabeth Holmes, and the Theranos scandal, where he played a supporting role. He's also made guest appearances in various shows, proving he's still very much active in the industry. What many fans might not know is that Sussman's career goes beyond just acting. He has a background in art and has even worked in graphic design, which fits perfectly with his comic book-loving persona from the show. That creative side seems to fuel the kinds of projects he gravitates toward. On the personal front, Kevin made headlines in 2022 when he announced he'd gotten married to Addie Hall, sharing the happy news with fans on social media. It was a nice change for Sussman, whose on-screen persona of Stuart always seemed doomed in love. This time, real life treated him much better. He's also leaned into his comedic roots, continuing to take roles that let him play up that dry, self-deprecating humor people loved on Big Bang. And while he hasn't landed another long-running sitcom yet, he's managed to keep busy without forcing himself into the spotlight. Sussman's career might not be filled with flashy headline projects, but that feels true to who he is. he's carved out a comfortable place in Hollywood where he can pop into roles, make people laugh, and stay connected to fans without the pressure of carrying a massive show. Stewart may have been perpetually unlucky, but Kevin Sussman seems to be doing just fine. Sara Gilbert. Sara Gilbert's time on The Big Bang Theory was shorter compared to the rest of the cast, but her role as Leslie Winkle, Leonard's colleague and occasional love interest, left an impression. She played a sharp, sarcastic scientist who often clashed with Sheldon. And while she only appeared in a handful of episodes, fans still remember her quick wit. Of course, Gilbert's acting career started long before Big Bang. She became famous as Darlene Connor on Roseanne. After Big Bang, Gilbert focused more on producing and hosting rather than acting. She co-created The Talk, CBS's daytime chat show, and spent nearly a decade as one of its hosts. Her time on the show earned her several daytime Emmy nominations and solidified her reputation as someone who could succeed outside of scripted TV. However, in 2019, she announced she was leaving The Talk to spend more time with her family and focus on other projects. Gilbert also returned to her roots on Roseanne when the show was rebooted in 2018. After that reboot imploded due to controversy surrounding Roseanne Barr, Gilbert played a huge role in helping launch The Connors, the spin-off that kept the rest of the cast together. She continued playing Darlene in this updated version, giving audiences a look at the character as an adult, juggling parenthood, work, and personal struggles. Away from the screen, Gilbert has been open about her personal life. She came out publicly in the early 2000s and has been an advocate for LGBTQ+ visibility in Hollywood. She has 3 children from previous relationships and has been candid about balancing career and parenting. Though she hasn't chased the kind of blockbuster acting projects some of her Big Bang co-stars have, Gilbert has built a solid, multifaceted career. She's acted, produced, and hosted, showing she's just as comfortable behind the camera as she is in front of it. Fans who remember her brief time as Leslie Winkle may not have seen her as often in Big Bang, but in the bigger picture of TV, Sara Gilbert has had one of the most enduring and influential careers of the whole group. Brian Thomas Smith. Brian Thomas Smith might not have been one of the main stars of The Big Bang Theory, but his character Zach Johnson, Penny's lovable but clueless ex-boyfriend, became a fan favorite over the course of 9 seasons. Smith's journey, though, started long before his first trip to the Cheesecake Factory set. Born in St. Louis, Missouri in 1977, Brian grew up playing sports and was especially into basketball at Lafayette High School in Wildwood. After graduating, he went on to the University of Central Missouri, but acting and comedy soon became his path. Like many up-and-coming actors, he built his early career through commercials, and not just a handful either. Smith appeared in over 100 of them, pitching everything from Miller Lite and Pizza Hut to Honda and Progressive Insurance. He even got a memorable gig in 2005 starring in a Heineken commercial with Jennifer Aniston that aired internationally. That same year, he and his brother Greg competed on Season 7 of The Amazing Race. The brothers did pretty well too, making it all the way to 6th place. Around the same time, Smith began dipping his toes into scripted television. In 2006, he landed the lead role in Dan Fogelman's comedy pilot, The 12th Man. While the show didn't make it to air, it helped open doors for him in Hollywood. Over the next few years, he kept booking parts, showing up on popular shows like 2.5 Men and Happy Endings. Then, in 2010, he scored the role that would define his career, Zach Johnson on The Big Bang Theory. Zach was Penny's ex, who wasn't exactly the brightest bulb, but his good nature and goofy charm made him a recurring favorite with fans and cast alike. Smith kept popping up in the role all the way through the show's finale in 2019, which gave him nearly a decade of connection with one of TV's biggest sitcoms. Outside of Big Bang, Smith also ventured into film. He starred opposite Al Pacino and Annette Bening in Danny Collins, and appeared in movies like Baby Splitters, The Wedding Party, Concrete Blondes, and Lethal Seduction. After Big Bang wrapped, Smith stayed busy on television. In 2021, he joined United States of Al in a recurring role as Freddie, Vanessa's new boyfriend. He's also popped up on hit shows like The Neighborhood, NCIS, 911, Lone Star, Shrinking, and even Nickelodeon's The Really Loud House. Looking at his career in order, it's clear that Brian Thomas Smith has carved out a unique path. From commercials and reality TV to one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time and beyond, he's managed to stay consistently visible while playing roles that let his natural comedic timing shine. So, there you have it. Many of your Big Bang Theory favorites are still creating new stories and sometimes surprising you. Some act less now, while others produce, direct, or take roles that stretch them. Big Bang may have ended, but its stars definitely did not stop shining. And if you still have fond memories of the show, head to the comments and tell us who your best character is. Don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more tell-alls about the world's most famous personalities.